EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Crescent City of New Orleans and the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. It is for real. Season begins here. Off we go here in New Orleans. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
First play of the game, first throw of the game. A throw behind his neck, can't reel it back in. That'll go down as an incompletion.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
14 yards.
First catch for him on this new season. And it results in a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Ready? Cowboy 80.
They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
At the 47-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Yeah, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers, 70 Timber.
They'll look to throw. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Here we go. Bronco 80. Ready?
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. 2nd time they've connected on the drive, and this one goes for 17 yards.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A 1st down.
6, come on, come on. 6, 60 Eagles, 6, trap 50, trap 50.
In the red zone now. He'll drop to throw. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Panthers' 7-yard line.
2nd down and 3.
Here we go. Check smash, Viking 18.
Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And it doesn't appear that he got to that 1st down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down.
And 2.
That's out to the flat, incomplete. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
So, Mike, there's this idea that every time a defense blitzes, it has to result in a sack. But there's a lot of other ways that you can impact the play, and we see it here. Get the ball out of the quarterback's hand, get it to the check down, and now you just need to rally tackle and bring them down for a loss.
Okay, you ready? Panther 11, 18 Cardinal, 18, 70 Rangers, 70, 19 tight. Now Warriors, 70, 18, 5.
He'll drop to throw. That is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, New Orleans.
It's certainly an ideal way to start a season, Mike. You get the ball first, you come out, you look sharp, you're in and out of the huddle, you're super efficient. Not only do you take the ball all the way down the field, but you come away with 6. And I know they sure hope that this is a sign of things to come, not only for this offense today, but as the rest of this season unfolds.
Panthers, nothing.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Now the first carry for Chuba Hubbard. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. That's taken it. It's Xavier Leggett. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. It's a gain of first catch for him on this new season. And it results in a first catch.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width.
A throw right side is intercepted. And the Saints are going to take over just shy of midfield.
Well, that's the fast start they talked about all week, Mike. You come out, you take the immediate lead with your opening drive. Your defense goes out there, they force a turnover early. All these plays allow you to just keep stacking momentum early in this ball game. This game is far from over, but anytime you get out to a start like this, it is a lot harder for your opponent to battle back.
And deep for Olave. That one underthrown and intercepted. And the Panthers are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
At their own 5-yard line.
Cardinal, 18 Cardinal, 60 bucks, 60 bucks.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. Now here's another ball that's intercepted. Pick off by the rookie out of Miami. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown.
That's about as bad as it can possibly get, Mike. You're only one play into the drive. You're trying to establish a little early rhythm, get something going, and now you're jogging off the field watching your opponent celebrate in the end zone. So you're going to have to come back out here on offense pretty quickly, regroup, take a deep breath, and try to bounce back.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. This taken at the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25, right about the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Right back to the air following that pick 6. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10.
Chuba Hubbard, the man he was looking for. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
And go.
they'll set up to throw. A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete.
When you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation. And instead, he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity, but with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete.
2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to third down and 10.
Trap 50. Ready?
He'll look to throw. He's got a man. That's McMillan. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A big play for the Panthers. And even 30 yards. They'll come up here first and 10.
Come on.
On the give, it's Hubbard. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
Back at the 45-yard line.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Working the right side, taken in by Rice. Well, that helps to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play.
Ready?
Out of the gun, he'll throw. He's got his man. That's Weekend. 17 yards that time. Number 17.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
Here's a 2nd and 6.
19
Second and 6.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's going to be incomplete. And you'll leave just enough time for one final play in this opening quarter.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
Converted twice on third down already on this drive. How can they do it for a third time?
19 Lions.
Back to throw. He pulls it in around the 5. And he'll get this down to the 2-yard line. First and goal as they convert on third down. Panthers football to begin this second quarter as they go to work on first and goal.
Ready, break. Here we go.
Hubbard. This defense backed up. They bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line. From a little further back, here's second and goal. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. And he'll take it on in. To Tavion Sanders. Touchdown, Carolina.
Touchdown.
That was a big-time answer by this offense, and they really needed him. In this game, it looked like it was starting to get away, didn't it, Mike? I mean, now it's up to their defense. Can they get a stop of their own so they can get their offense back out there, get the ball back, and try to build off this last drive?
Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
Following the touchdown, it is Fitzgerald to send this one away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchdown.
At their own 35-yard line.
On the ground, this is Kendrick Miller. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 7.
60 Vikings.
So they try to throw a little bit of a curveball. We see him throw it to this guy a lot. Now, in this case, they hand it to him, thinking they can catch the defense off guard and generate a big play. And let's give a lot of credit to the defense. They were ready for it. They were prepared for it. And they held it to a modest game.
It's 3rd and 4.
18, pioneer. Let's go. Ready.
And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw. And even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway. And it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Going to get away here. Great. They pin him down inside the 5-yard line. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Get this drive started on the ground. It's Hubbard. And they'll get him down up around the 15-yard line. It's a nice start to the drive. Gain of 10 and a quick 1st down.
And the Panthers, 1st down. It's a gain of 10. 1st down, Panthers.
On 1st down, it's right back to Hubbard. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning 1st and 2nd down, because if not, you find yourself the entire game in 3rd and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do.
Taking off, and he's out of bounds, up beyond the 25. Can't beat those legs, 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
Mike, anytime you're preparing to play a quarterback like this, the defense has to be prepared to keep him in the pocket. Once he gets out, we can see clearly why he is such a threat with his legs.
Now Hubbard. Whoa. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. That's 13 more on that play. And quickly, another 1st down.
Panthers, 1st down. A gain of 13 yards. 1st down, Panthers.
Ready? Crackle 80. Ready?
They'll go again with Hubbard. He's beyond midfield to the 45. And he will score. Cuba Hubbard. Touchdown, Panthers. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. That back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. Showing off the big leg. One of the defender returns, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Here we go. Trap 60.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he Can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
7 Pirates. Let's go now. 18 runners. 19 sight. Ready?
He's going to look for the home run ball. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up third down.
He's got to do a better job using his eyes, Mike. He's just not manipulating the defense at all by looking off the defenders. And at this level of ball, if you just continue to stare down your primary read, you're going to lead the defenders right to the ball. And he's lucky this one just fell incomplete.
Oh, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10.
Panther 60. Panther scoop.
Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it. Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
Dak's doing everything in his power to try to get that ball around the edge to the boundary, but just great pursuit there by this linebacker, staying with his angles, running through contact, and he makes the play behind the line.
The punter remains on the sideline. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down.
Street. 60 average. 60 average.
Here's their punter now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. Take it in, back at his own 12. And he'll get a few yards on this return, up past the 15-yard line.
Third. Let's go. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
This drive begins with a run by Hubbard. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 3. It is 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Open man downfield. It's right. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. That one good for 29.
This is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeout. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
And he's going to have a first down. They get into field goal range here at the 29.
21 more yards. Panthers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Panther 11. Panther 11.
That one thrown behind his target, and it'll be incomplete. General McMillan was the intended receiver. And it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Get it. Hey.
They'll look to throw yet again. To the right side, he finds McMillan. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. 16 yards. The Panthers will take their first timeout. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime.
And the Panther first down.
Back to the air one more time. They set up the screen here to Hubbard. To the pylon, he's in. To the Hubbard. Touchdown, Carolina. What a start to the year. His second touchdown in this opening half.
Ryan Fitzgerald.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. The quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchdown.
At their own 35-yard line.
Come on. Stretch the eagle. Ready.
Now, this looks like a design run. He is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining until halftime.
Ready.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13.
Let's go now. Panthers 60, Panthers, Mustang 19, go!
Now this time, he'll set up to throw. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Ready, set.
3rd and long.
Ready. Dragon 6, 19.
This one's just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
Here's the punter now, as he is on to punt for New Orleans. And that will hit and go out of bounds just on the other side of midfield.
At their own 47-yard line.
Ready. 19, 18.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. Open man, the tight end, straight down the field. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Panthers.
That is just a complete disaster. I mean, we're in the final seconds of the first half, Mike, and you give up a huge explosive play that results in a touchdown. No matter what you've done all half, it completely changes the game.
On now is Fitzgerald for the PAT. He's got it. And the Panthers have doubled their advantage. It is now a 28-14 game. Just 8 seconds now until halftime, and the kick's away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
Here we go. Cowboy 80.
Not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they get the timeout. It is 2nd and 9.
Here we go, set. Bronco 80.
They'll look to throw. Moving to his right. Going for it all. That is hard. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. We have hit halftime. Going to take a quick break. Come back. Second half of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He's across the 20, taking down just shy of the 25. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Give up the middle, it's Hubbard. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get it back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. He's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll look to set up the screen here. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
Cup 19, Cup 19, Hawk 70, Hawk 70, Shot 60, Shot 60. Ready.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. The pass intended for Xavier Legette. And now it's 4th down. On 4th down, Jack Browning is on to punt. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. On the return is Jones. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there.
Trying to get some more on our pack. This ain't I'm talking down on this side like he ain't the GOAT. If you don't agree, ask the scripts in your big 5 there. You already know.
Get it. Go.
They'll begin here on the ground. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And marking down just shy of the 40.
That's good.
Gain of 13 for number 13. And a first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. We got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Thrown left side, the catch is made. And he's down on the other side of midfield, marked at the 48-yard line. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gives him a first down.
19 tight, 19 tight. Stephanie. Panther 60, Panther 60, Bobcat, 60.
Forced out wide. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was able to get behind the defense, but the window closed up so quickly they couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
19 Sergeant, Panther 11, 7 Pirates, Mustang 19, go!
Back to the air once more on second down. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. And the Panthers are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line.
I think anytime you find yourself trailing in the second half, Mike, all offensive play callers fight the urge to chase those points. They tend to get a little bit overeager. They tend to push the envelope sometimes a little too far. Those turnovers, they only make the deficit grow, not shrink. Now, there's a lot of football left, Mike. They can still get back into this. They just have to be a little bit smarter about which risks you're willing to take.
And he's going to be marked down up at the 12-yard line.
That's good for a Panthers first down.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's second down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game. Like, we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
60 Vices, 60 Vices.
Here's Hubbard. And they'll stretch him out to the sideline, but he'll be taken down for a loss.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back, but not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
In the middle of the field. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. A pickup there of 25 yards. It's good for a Panther first down.
Here we go. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
We're going to run right over center with Hubbard. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 6.
70 Timberwolves.
Leggett in motion. Now they'll set up to throw. That's to the left side. Hauled in by Leggett. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
And he'll get about 6 there. Setting up second down.
Gain of 7. Brings up second and 3 at the Saints' 30-yard line.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of this third quarter.
On the jump.
They need to get it to the 27. This is third down.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 79 Broncos. Trap 60, trap 60. Ready.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That is hard. He gets the hook up with Price. He's over 100 receiving yards on the afternoon now, and a first down to boot.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this two-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. So not quite first and goal. It's first and 10. They're pretty close.
First down, Panthers.
70 Timberwolves. Let go.
He'll look to throw. And he's going to be dropped. They get to him back at the 15-yard line. Kayvon Thibodeau working his way in to register his first sack of the new season.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack. And we'll see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
They'll try to set up the screen here. And he will slow again. Cuba Hubbard. Touchdown, Carolina. What a start to the season. It's a 3-touchdown week number 1. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now. I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
The PAT, up and good. Panthers will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
Following the touchdown, it is Fitzgerald to send this one away. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it first and 10. Here's a designed run, and he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Yeah, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run. There's no holes for the back to find. And all these zero or negative runs are putting them in some really bad spots.
38-yard line. A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
The Saints lining up in punt formation as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. trying to let the up man run with it, but he gets buried behind the line, and they turn it over on down.
At the 37
Sure, the coach wishes he could have just called a timeout, because from the moment they lined up in that punt formation, the defense was expecting fake. There was nowhere to go. That play was dead from the jump, and that's a big turn of events here in this one.
On the give, it's Hubbard. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. On the run to the right, and that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Hold it ready. Ready. 19, Tiger, 9. Ready.
And for a third time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Kool-Aid McKinstry. And the Saints are going to have it just past their 25.
Look, Mike, the reality here is that he's just not seeing the field the way that he needs to. Now, give credit. A big part of this is the defense doing an excellent job disguising its coverages all game long. Just before the snap, when he thinks he has the answers, the secondary changes the questions, and they've been rewarded with 3 picks. Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike. It's just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run. There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
Second and 10.
79 Broncos. Check. Bronco 80. Buffalo 18.
He'll get this out to his running back. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. A gain of 11 on that walk. It's good for a Saints first down.
At the 37-yard line.
Panther 11. Come on. 79.
They'll throw out of the gun. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
19, 60 ball catch, 60 ball catch, trap 60. Ready.
Back to throw. Quick throw, taken in, and they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball.
And for a third time today, he's intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And that should be the final dagger in this one. I mean, barring something dramatic happening here, Mike, I just don't think there's enough time or possessions left in this game to pull off any sort of comeback.
And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3.
Here's second and 3 to go. Another run here with Hubbard. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain. Third down and 3.
No gain on the play. It's third down and 4.
60 Maverick. Go.
Now, faking the give. He's going to air this one out. And this ball incomplete on third down.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chain. We want to stay on schedule. This was a third and very reasonable. Incomplete on that third down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
This one off the upright. He has the distance, but it's no good. And they are not able to add on to their big lead.
Hurt. 18 Cardinal. Cup 19. 19 tight. 19 Lion. 18, 5 in. Mustang 19.
Back to throw here to begin the drop. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts. Clock will stop with an even 20 seconds to go.
At the 37-yard line.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
70 Rangers. Back up.
This defense hitting their ears back, coming to get him again. Saints will use their 2nd timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
60 Bobcats, 60 Warriors, 70, Panther 11.
Forced to his right, back deep for Olave. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Jack Jones. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
18 Rattler.
Here we go. One final play. Got his man at the 6. And they're going to add 6 more here at the end. Stay tuned for the coach's handshake. It might not be the friendliest. That late touchdown extends the margin of victory here on the game's final play. So this one a win for the visiting Panthers. They move to 1-0 as they earn this victory in the division, no less, here in Week 1. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.